Hello, welcome to Live from America podcast. This is your favorite host, Hatem. And your second favorite host is not here yet. Noam Dworman, he's sleeping. If you wake up, he's going to join us. If not, it's cool. Uh, Dan Naturman is here.
How do
Look
you
how
do?
excited he is. Nothing? No excitement at all?
I'm a medium.
Medium. Okay, let's bring it up a notch. Kate Herman is here.
Hi, I'm excited.
She's always excited. She's cool, except for at the end of the football season. And Harrison Greenbaum is here.
Hello, how's it going, everybody?
There you go. Three of my favorite comedians slash friends. Good to see you all.
Same.
Yeah.
Likewise. I will see you probably in 2023.
Yes, sir.
All likelihood.
Yeah. So, what's the plan for New Year's Eve?
I will be doing comedy, two shows at the Comedy Cellar, one show at Rodney's Comedy Club, which is a new comedy club opening where Dangerfield's used to be. And now they're calling it Rodney's because I guess there was an issue using the name Dangerfield's. So they're calling it Rodney's. Anyway, I'll be there.
Oh, cool. What about you, Kate?
Well, I was supposed to be in LA, but I got sick, so I'm in New York. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I'll figure it out.
You sick like what? Not COVID, right?
No, I got sick, so I went to the doctor because I'm a hypochondriac about everything, and they tested me for everything. It turns out it's a cold.
Oh.
You seem really disappointed about that.
Well, I was sure that I had something, the new something, I was like, I'm gonna be patient zero this time for real. And nope, just a basic cold. So
What about you, Harrison? What are you doing New Year's Eve?
I'll be doing comedy. I'm at New York Comedy Club, and yeah, I'm excited to ring the new year in as a New Yorker again. So that's exciting. I think last time I was on this was Las Vegas.
Oh yeah. Welcome back. So, are you here permanently?
Yeah, baby.
There you go.
Same IKEA bookshelves behind me. We did the math, and we were nervous that it would cost more money to ship them back to New York than to just buy new IKEA bookshelves.
Harrison spent a year and a half in Las Vegas, and I was asking myself, how much money would I have to make to spend a year and a half in Vegas? And I don't think it's a penny less than $5 million.
You want to do it for $4 million?
Well, maybe I would, but the point is, it would have to be an amount of money that I'm just done with. Afterward, I've just retired. Because
he just told you it's cheaper for the bookshelf, so I don't think he made that much money.
I can tell you, I did not make $4 or $5 million.
Because Harrison was out there with his wife. I would be out there alone. I'm on edge anyway, mentally. So to be in Vegas by myself for a year and a half, I can't even handle a week doing the Comedy Cellar live.
I mean, it would be weird if you were out in Las Vegas with my wife.
Yes.
You say that, Dan, but I find you like a very stable and
I hide it well, but that's not the case at all.
I mean, look at the view through his window. That's prime real estate.
Well, feel free to talk to anybody of us, Dan, if you need to.
Okay.
We're going to be there for you.
Thank you.
So we're going to do a recap of that's part one. So usually we do a few recaps. One is a big one, which usually go live, which we're going to do probably next week. But this is going to be a recap for 2023, what a year was. But, usually in the beginning of every year, it's like always, resolutions. What are you going to do? What are you going to blah, blah, blah. So let's see do you guys actually believe in resolutions, stuff like that? Do you plan it? Do you do it? Do you stick with it? Does it fail? Let's start with a lady.
Oh,
that's you, Kate.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm a bad future thinker. I've been told that I need to do more vision boardy stuff. But yeah, so I don't really do the resolution thing. I would like for next year for it to end with less of a trial and tribulation year than this one was. That would be my resolution, I guess.
Okay. So you're more of a general for the world kind of resolution, not like you yourself. You don't feel like, hey, I want to do this. You don't get motivated at the beginning of a week or beginning of a year or anything like that.
I don't believe in the man-made construct of time. So for me, what's a year? It's all just all dust.
All right. What about you, Naturman?
Yeah, I don't make resolutions. If I feel a change is needed, I make it. At the time that the need arises. If I need to lose weight, which I don't really, but if I do, I'll start losing it at that moment. However, that said, I am not immune to the man-made though it might be to feeling reflective on New Year's, wondering, well, the new year, what will it bring? And what progress have I made? Where am I at in my life? It is a weighty time for me. I do find I am reflective on New Year's. But as far as resolutions, no, I'll just make whatever changes need to be made as soon as they need to be made.
Okay. I feel like Harrison have some resolution. I think he's the guy. He's the one that's gonna do this. What do you think?
I try to pick like a theme for the year.
Okay.
I kind of evaluate what happened in the last year and see what's going to happen. So I'm very excited for this coming year. I think as long as the world doesn't end, I think good things are coming.
Coming maybe for you.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, good thing. Well, one thing's for sure, this year will bring good things and it will bring horrific things. Just hope that you're the one for whom the good things happen.
That's right. Exactly.
Is it? Do you think that New Year's resolution is? I'm not calling you guys old, but I'm saying, is it for younger people, like who still have hope in life and stuff like that, or no?
I was never, even when I was young, and I don't know how much younger you are than me, but I don't think it's much. But even when I was young, I didn't make. No, I believe if a change is to be made, it should be made immediately. Why wait? Why do it on New Year's?
But I feel like it's more like what kids say, like more like a vision board kind of thing. More
it's for goal-oriented people.
Yeah. Especially, I feel like for you guys with show business, like, hey, I'll be doing this, or I would like to get that. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's good to look at it. No.
Well, I guess I kind of grew out of that though, because it seems like whenever like I'll be on a trajectory and I'll be like, oh my God, like things are going so well, and then all of a sudden it's like a plateau, and I'm like, all right, well, and I know you do that enough times in your whole life, and you're like, well, you just kind of got to roll with the peaks and valleys,
Oh,
I
cool.
don't know.
So Forbes magazine did this survey, for 1,000 people in America, and thank God they didn't ask any of the 4 of you or 3 of you. They would not have an answer for anything, but they did ask other people, and they had a lot of resolutions that they want. So the one thing that was very interesting, that last year the top one was mental health. This year is physical health, which is I would say so. Here we go. You ready? Improve fitness. Dan doesn't need it. I don't think any of you need it.
Well, no, I need fitness. I just don't need weight loss.
Well, fitness.
Oh yeah, that's fitness. Weight loss is number 4.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Improve fitness, lose weight, and improve diet are all in the top. Those feel like pretty much the same resolution.
There's overlap. Fitness encompasses weight loss.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. No,
this would have been better as a Venn diagram.
Yeah, no, I think it's still this is literally like with the terms, because fitness is just the ability to delay fatigue. It's not. It's different. So I think this is they literally talk. Since I am a scientist here, I can tell you this. Yeah. So this is what fitness is about, and then finance, and the mental health, lose weight, improve finance, make more time for loved ones. Well, I guess the problem is to find loved ones, right? Well, Harrison, you're married now, so you can comment.
Yeah, baby, I got married this year.
That's right. Stop smoking. Anybody of you smoke? You don't smoke, right? Cigarettes, I mean.
No.
Crack only.
Oh, there you go. Learn a new skill. I don't know. Is that something anybody's interested in from you guys?
I love learning new skills.
Like what?
Yeah.
I want to get into maybe 3D printing this year.
That's a good one. I want to relearn how to code.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, code.
Yeah, I used to be good at it, and then I forgot how.
Oh, that's cool. And then drink less alcohol, Cade.
I have the opposite resolution, to be clear. It is to drink more alcohol. When I was in Vegas, I didn't drink. I actually did not drink in Vegas until my wedding. So it was 13 months of no alcohol, just because it was like such a rough, the surf schedule was really, really intense. It was 10 shows a week. And I was like, if I add alcohol on top of it and I'm in a desert that dehydrates you, I'm never going to make it. So I kind of treated myself like an athlete and just had no alcohol. But I am back, baby. And I plan on drinking far more in 2024.
Yeah. And I actually cut out alcohol a lot this year, Hatem. So poo-poo on you.
I was just joking.
I'm gonna get right back onto my degen train. Don't you worry.
I never see you, so I don't know.
You know what I did do recently in Aruba in terms of this is not really physical fitness, but I got whacked. My shoulders waxed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm hairier than I look, but now I'm smooth as a baby's bum.
Oh.
All right, ladies.
There you go. That's free advertisement. Dan Naturman is
And I also got my hair colored. So maybe
Dan the dolphin.
So you're ready for this year, Dan? You look good.
I guess I'm ready for it. I got, what do you think of my hair, Kate, as a woman? Did you like the salt and pepper? Or do you like this sort of espresso?
I like the espresso. It took a second to grow on me just because I got so used to seeing you one way. But, I think it's good. I also think that there's something about just like embracing your natural look. But,
Well,
are you happy with it? That's all that matters.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I kind of don't want to go back because I was really gray. And now that I'm not gray, it sort of, there's a big difference.
Yeah, you look 26. So.
Well, let's not go overboard. But I mean, it shaves a year. I shave a few years off. I mean, my face is still, the skin is still what it is. Yeah, but.
I think back to that resolution stuff, I think Dan made a point that, I think with everything that's happening in the world in general, with how bad it becomes, and especially with social media, we actually see it and see horrible videos and horrible stuff. We just a lot of times you feel like I'm lucky that this is not happening to me, so maybe that's why, but I don't know. But if you have a resolution, and then we're going to move to everybody can say about their year, and then we're going to do a recap quick. If there's a resolution, how long do you think you would stick with it? How do you think that, not you, since you don't have one, and I don't think you're all fighters for your resolution since you don't have one, but what do you think the general public will stick for the resolution? I think the average will take month, 2 week.
Well, first of all, I'm distracted because from my vantage point, I see 2 adults and 1 middle schooler in front of the Brooklyn Bridge. Somebody very young has joined this chat. Somebody skateboarded into this podcast. But no, I think the key is to not make the resolutions vague. I think that's where people the fact that it's always improve fitness. I don't know what that feels like a very hard goal to make because it's got to be concrete. It's got to be I want to be able to bench 200 pounds by the end of the year. That feels like a more achievable goal than just improve fitness.
Yeah.
So I think it's specificity.
I agree.
Yeah, most of the goals should be, measurable. That's one of the major thing, But do you want to take a guess on the average of people, how long it takes to give up?
A week.
Let's say
January 2nd.
Yeah.
I'll say 6 months.
So you know what's funny, but because there is actually a give up date that they have. It's January 17th. It's funny that you said that, but it is the give up date. What do they call it? Quitting day. It's the second Friday in January or January 17th. So they call it quitting day. But according to that, poll, here you go. So look at that. 3 months, some people.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people are 1% for less than a month. I guess we're not friends with anybody from the.
As soon as the weather gets nice, people immediately give up. That is what I'm seeing here. Is that the second it stops being cold, they're like, screw it, I'm going outside.
Yeah.
Isn't it 3 months to build a habit though? So if you do something continuously for 3 months, it just becomes
I don't know about this, this thing that they tell you that, and the other one is 100,000 hours of anything to become professional. I don't know if that's
10,000.
true. Huh?
Yeah.
I think that was an invented number. Like the whole thing about the 10,000 hours thing is that there's no, you can't really design an effective study to prove that, because you would need to take two random people and be like, you're going to work on it for 10,000 hours. You're not. And we're going to see at the end who's better at flute or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can't just like prevent people from doing the thing they like.
What role does innate talent play? You know, if I
And that too.
guitar for 10,000 hours, I'd probably reach a reasonable level of competence, maybe, but I don't think I'd be Jimi Hendrix or Prince, or, you know, I wouldn't be. Maybe I'd, you know, but I'd definitely reach a reasonable level of, you know, competence, I think.
I feel like a dad came up with this. Like his kid is like, how long it takes me to, can I sign up for this class? It's like, you need 10,000 hours. You can't do it. You just can't. It's just not happening. I don't know. So how is 2023 for you and for comedy in general, stand-up comedy, and for you personally? Like if you can mix both, like any major events that you think happen in comedy that, you know, or I mean, now there's a new club up and up that Dan is going to be there near even New York City. So that's cool. You know, what else? Anybody? Harrison, how is 2023 for you?
It's been interesting. I think it's the year of the self-produced special. I think the number, if you grab the number of specials that comedians have released over the last 5 years, it's just a vertical lift up.
Totally.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm excited to release my special in 2024.
Are you? Do you have somebody?
I have I'm just putting it out into the universe. The goal is I've never released a special, and 202024 is the year. So I'm putting it out into the universe.
It's funny, the universe is going to respond to you. I'll talk to you after the show.
Did you want to get did you want to get your dear friend David Copperfield to produce something for you? Is that?
I mean, that would be amazing. I have not talked to him about it.
Okay, all right. Anyway,
I saw David Copperfield at the Cellar before.
You know, Harrison and David are like friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he at my wedding, which was at his like incredible museum, which is just like one of the most stunning places on the planet. But we couldn't find our rings. My now wife Emily and I, we couldn't find the rings, and so David stepped forward and said, "Can I help?" And he magically made the rings appear for us at the wedding. It was very, very cool.
I'm crying.
Do you have that in camera?
Yeah.
Why are you not playing it?
Why don't you just put your wedding video out as your special?
That's right.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But I mean, I think Harrison, that's a great point. A lot of self-produced specials for comics, you know. What do you think of that? I mean, like Netflix and like there's Netflix, Amazon app, but they're not doing a lot. And there's a lot of people like who are just releasing on YouTube and stuff like that. That's a very good point. They gave up on the industry, or they're trying to do their own thing. And it's working for some people.
It works amazingly well for some, not as well for others. I
feel like it's like so like in the past 3 years, right? Like we went from like the dead zone of pandemic to just like influx city of like it's like all of like everything that was bottled up just kind of exploded. And because during pandemic social media was such like the thing, it was the only thing that we kind of had. It's like you put those two things together, and yeah, like, you know, why wouldn't you just throw it out there? I just wonder, you know, I think that a lot of the self-produced specials I've seen, you know, I would say some of them are pretty good. I'd say some of them, maybe there's a reason why nobody wanted to produce your special, you know, like it just kind of,
yeah,
it just kind of
but I think it also has a lot to do with somebody can take like, can get like a Netflix special or whatever special, you know, in some network, and it could be good or bad, whatever. But then they can decide to bury it after like 5 days and be like, it's just not going to be there.
How much do you think the popularity of a Netflix special is how funny it is versus marketing and packaging and branding?
Well, obviously marketing, packaging. If I see a top 10, you know, and it's right there, you know, I'm going to look at it, because usually a lot of people would look at like what's top 10 or what's trending now, you know, that also the rating, you know, how much rating you get. So you will see it, but you know, that's what I think. I don't know. What do you think, Kate?
I think that the main difference is you're going to get paid by Netflix to do a special, and you're going to hope for the best if you produce your own.
But I feel like if nothing happened from that special, you're almost not, you know, losing a lot, you know. I don't know. But
yeah, I get you're saying like if you do a Netflix special and it bombs, then you're kind of like screwed, as
well,
opposed
yeah,
to
well,
like
most of them bombs, except if you're like a superstar, that you will get a lot of promotion. They'll stick with it for a while to make their money back, at least.
But also the ability to make a special. Like
yeah.
10 years ago, if you wanted to make a comedy special, you need to hire a full-on camera crew, do all this crazy stuff. And now I feel like the ability to make your own content, whether it's a 5-minute video or an hour-long special, has become much more manageable.
Yeah.
And it is funny though that you used to like kind of ladder your way up. Like you would get your 5 minutes on late night, and then you do a 10-minute appearance on like Premium Blend or something, and you gradually ladder up to a special. And now you kind of have to release like 1 or 2 full specials, get an audience, and then the big streamers go, okay, we would love to have your 3rd hour.
Yeah.
So the amount that you have to do on your own before you get the help of a bigger company, I feel like the amount that amount has increased dramatically.
That's very interesting. And also the fact that, people don't have tolerance to watch anymore. Like you have about 30 seconds, somebody's going to pick up their phone if they're watching at home, So
Nobody's watching this at this point.
yeah.
20
Yeah.
just to bring it back to the year in review, I get 2023, I guess it would in the world of comedy would be the year of Matt Rife, right? I mean,
That's what I was just thinking too.
Yeah.
anybody hear of him in 2022? I didn't, and everybody has heard of him in 2023. I'm not really familiar with his work, so I can't comment on his skill level, but he's in the air.
I watched this Netflix special.
I do think that he have a good story, like his story of like almost giving up, and then his
He's
friend.
like 24. What do you mean almost giving up?
No, I mean but what I mean about that's his story, like almost giving up, meaning trying to find another career, maybe get a real job.
Yeah, he's 24.
Yeah, but I mean
that applies to like the 40-year-olds that make it. I think you know what I mean.
No, I mean if he's
That's
been
not a
doing
great story when you're 20. Well,
Yeah.
he's 20. I think he's a little bit older than 24, but
I think he's 27 now, but yeah.
it's not a great
Yeah.
story that a 27-year-old almost gave. A great story is a guy that that like the movie.
Like
The Vir-
Rodney Dangerfield, he's like that guy, right? Because didn't he like almost give up and,
he
and
was
he
like,
did
well, he
it?
was selling aluminum siding. He like it did
Yeah.
the show, and then like the next day he was selling aluminum siding, and people are like, hey, didn't I see you on the Tonight Show? Yeah, that was me. You want the siding or not?
Yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, but I'm saying with his story, it's not the giving up part, that the fact that first of all, back then there's not as many comedians as now. Now there's a million comedians. Everybody's pretty much comedian. Anybody in TikTok that have a film is a comedian. But what in his story and what he's saying is like he almost give up, meaning he think like he maybe get a job and do this the side work. And one video that he put in TikTok blew up for no reason. Even he was going to a festival as a podcast, and they didn't want him, so he was doing a podcast with a partner, and they said, we don't want you, we want only your partner. And he said, I'll come. And he said, you have to pay for it. So he paid for it. He swallowed his pride. He went there, and while he was there in the diner, he posted a video for no reason, went to millions, and then everything picked up from there. So that's what I'm saying, is like you never know. Now is it he's the funniest person in the world? I don't know. But I guess you never know. Things could happen. So
I mean, I watched the special. I didn't laugh once, but I did come twice. My only fear with any of these stories where it's like it's never too late to get successful, or like you never know, is it feels like becoming for some comedians it's like a gambling addiction. Some people need to cash out. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, but there's levels of not happening.
That's true. For all we know, it's me talking to myself right now. This is a message to myself.
People can make a decent living and not make it in whatever that term means. I mean,
Are you talking about yourself?
Yeah, well, I guess so. Yeah. So there's plenty of comics out there that make a middle class or upper middle class living that aren't stars. So should they give up? I mean,
No, that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to be like famous. I just do think that like idea of going viral and then all of a sudden that's your ticket. It comes without like the dues, and it comes without like the kicks in the face. You know what I mean? It comes without the character that you build by like really grinding. Like
that's not fair. Some people.
It's not even that it's not fair. I just like wonder how sustainable it is. Like I'm curious to see, Now that he's not giving up, like where he'll be in 10 years.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. Like, it's one thing to go to the top or making it, and then another thing is to stay. Obviously, how many people come and go. Are you ready? That the opportunity is going to come one day, but are you ready? And
a lot of people back in the 80s made it relatively quickly. I didn't perceive it as quickly at the time because I was so young that somebody that had been doing comedy for 8 years when I was 20 seemed like forever. But now it doesn't seem long at all. But a lot, how long had Roseanne Barr been doing stand-up before she got a series and became world famous and rich? How long had, Seinfeld was already making a shit ton of money, not that far in. So there were relatively quick successes in those days, but of course it was different. It wasn't TikTok. It was, you got a TV show.
Yeah, and also, you don't have
Eddie Murphy, by the way, started at 16, was famous by 19.
Yeah,
Right.
Chappelle, the same thing, I mean, Chappelle was in that state. He started very young, and he was like making money and famous, not maybe as famous, but famous when he was pretty young.
He didn't struggle too much.
Yeah.
I mean, he was making.
I mean, I don't know if he didn't struggle too much.
Well, financially, I don't think he struggled. I mean, I remember even when I started doing comedy, like in the 90s, but even before the Chappelle Show in the early 2000s, he was already a pretty known quantity comedically. He wasn't,
and he made few movies, Blue Streak, and
he wasn't a wealthy guy, but he was making a nice living.
Yeah, yeah. But that's another thing back to the older time in comedy is like, I think making it was you do stand up a lot and then you get like a Tonight Show and then a sitcom, right? But what is it now?
Yeah,
now 1 million followers.
Now it's being able to fill a theater of varying sizes. I mean, if you can fill a 500-seat theater, you're doing well. If you can fill a 2,000-seat theater, you're doing amazing. If you can fill an arena, you're at the top.
What if you can clear a 500 theater?
If you can
clear them out.
The venue doesn't care. If they paid for a ticket and then they leave after 5 minutes, they're thrilled.
If you can get them in there in the first place.
Dude, that's why I wish Noam was here, because that's a Middle East joke he would understand. That's what I can do. Clear out 500 people theater in 2 minutes.
That's something that maybe Tracy Morgan could do, is like fill up a theater and then, just start saying crazy. The people that know him. I think in the old days, a lot of people would come to a show because they knew him from SNL and they didn't know he was dirty.
Okay, that's fair. So,
I don't think he never cleared out the room, but I think a lot of people were like, "Wait a minute, this isn't the guy from SNL. This guy's talking about, dirty shit."
Bob Saget. People went to see the dad from Full House, and he's filthy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Kanye, people went to a concert and then he just stopped singing.
Yeah, Kanye just started talking about Jews. You're like, what? By the way, can we talk about the fact that Kanye released an apology in Hebrew, but didn't care enough to realize it was left to right? Like, he put his own quotes and period in the wrong places.
But he just used Google Translate or something?
Yeah, but Google Translate would have put the quotes in the right place.
Kanye also put out a new song that says, "I'm not anti-Semitic because I just, had
you can say
a Jew page."
I may be racist, but I give black anti-Semites a half of a pass.
Why is that?
I'm not even sure. Because
I will bet $10. $10. You heard it here first. Kanye converts to Judaism in 2024.
It sounded like he had a very good thought there. Like he had he made a point. He was making a very good point.
It's gonna be Kanye's concise Seder.
It's not even well thought out. It's just I've known so many black people that I've seen say anti-Semitic shit, but when I hang out with them, they're cool. So I don't think they mean it half the time. But
Kanye will be Jewish by Passover. That is my guess.
All right, so let's do some of the recap. What do you guys say?
Sounds good.
So this is the Google trend thing. Did you guys see it? Did I send it? So I like to do this every year. So this is what was trending. So for people that listening and not watching, if you go to Google Trends, it shows you that 2023 trends, and you can choose global, or you can choose the United States. So I choose the United States, see what's trending here. So let's
I think
let's
I think you should start with the explained section. So
explain
people ask
section.
Google
So
essentially to explain
yeah,
things.
that's what I was gonna ask each one of you, is to pick a section and talk about it. So let's go. Harrison, you want the explain section? Where
I
is
think nothing tells you more about America than if you go to the explain section.
I agree. And the verses.
Are you at the explain? Oh, I think you have to scroll up. Yeah, it's the number one thing is the menu explained. People want people to explain the ending of the movie, the menu. Then people want the ending of the movie, No One Will Save You. Then the movie Silo. Then the movie Reptile. And then in 5th place, explain Israel Palestine.
Dead. That's so good.
Oh, that is good.
By the way, that regarding Israel Palestine, that of all the comedians that I've seen talk about it, and there are very few that do, the one who says the most controversial shit is our dear friend Mr. Harrison Greenbaum.
I don't know what you're talking about. Their cell phones are locked in a bag, and I am very non-controversial.
Well, let's just say he kind of, sort of, almost goes there.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Harrison's take on that.
I'm not going to tell what he says on stage. That's for him to do. But I'm just saying he's the one that is the most, goes there the most. Maybe Chappelle. Chappelle also, I think, went there. But Harrison kind of goes there. So if you're interested, come see Harrison Greenbaum at the Comedy Cellar this New Year's.
That's right. And also in the explain section.
Sold out, so you can't come. But
at number 10, titled 42 explained. Anybody know what title 42 is?
Yes, that sounds some legal thing, I think.
Yeah. But I have a feeling like we should know what it is. But white noise explain. What is white noise?
White noise is that it's just
it's like that thing that you're supposed to sleep to. It's like the TV static.
It's like static, but it doesn't, it's like it's not hard to sleep to. So if there's noise, say your neighbors are talking or there's noise from the street, and you put on white noise, the white noise will cover it up, but it won't interfere with your sleep.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, so that's very interesting. So the top 10 in Google explained. The interesting part, like Harrison says, is the menu explain, the No One Will Save You explain, and all that. And then in 5th is Israel. Kate, what do you want to pick from the?
Wait, also after Israel Palestine, huge drop off. Number 6 is beef explain. Who doesn't know what beef is?
I guess there's a lot of like little people Googling. I don't know.
You mean beef is in what's your beef?
Or do they want to understand where beef comes from?
So let me ask you this: no,
maybe it's Beef, the TV show on Netflix.
Oh, that's probably.
Okay, that makes sense.
From this 10 right here, what did you Google anything? Because I did one of them.
Oh, title 42.
No, the NBA in season tournament.
Oh my god, dude! The NBA in season tournament was my fucking jam. So first of all, before I even understood what it was, I watched EuroLeague and stuff, so I already understood groupings and stuff. I took the Pacers to win the whole thing before anything came out because they were plus 3,000, and I'd been watching them, and I was like, I bet they do it. Also, they're the lowest paid team in the NBA, so if anybody needs the money prize, like, it's them. And so when they made it all the way to the finals, like, I just felt like a genius. I didn't care if they won at that point because everybody was like, why would you take the Pacers? That's stupid. And turns out I was almost 100% correct.
And then the Lakers took it. But that's
I know. I think LeBron needs to donate his winnings to the Pacers team because it's not fair.
Sure. So Kate, pick a category that you like to talk about.
I thought at the top it was funny that for people, that it's sports people. Like DeMar Hamlin's number 1.
I mean, obviously because of what happened, you know.
But that happened before 2023, I thought, or was that at the very beginning?
No, it was the very beginning of. So if you don't know, this is why this is an educational show as well.
Oh, Matt Rife, there you go.
Yeah. So you know what's funny is like there's always a comedian there. Pete Davidson was there a couple of years ago, obviously for the dating career, not comedy career, but but yeah. Anybody surprise you on this list? So
Matt Rife is in there on actors.
Yeah.
He's also there in people.
And in people too, but if you look at it, it's very interesting because if you look at the list, it's almost something bad happened to all of them, except, Travis Kelce. Obviously, people will Google because he's dating. This is how powerful Taylor Swift is. People Google who you're dating,
They don't even Google her. She's not on the list.
They already know who she is.
That's right.
I know Harrison's often accused of being gay, but I've never heard of Travis Kelce before he dated Taylor Swift.
I think Taylor Swift did a lot for football. You want to know why? Because as like a female that's into sports, like the farthest that I can get in terms of like my dream would be to be like one of those like commentators at like a game, like sit in the booth and like make them right. And the closer a girl can get is sideline reporter, where they have you say stupid ass shit all the time, right? Like, oh, I was talking to the coach and he says we're gonna play football next half, like dumb. But then all of a sudden Taylor Swift came in, and then the dudes in the booth were talking about Taylor Swift, and the girls on the field were the only ones talking about football. And I thought that was very nice of her to do.
Oh, interesting.
Harrison.
And also for TikTok, they all there was this trend for a little bit where like little girls will tell their dads, like, can you play that Taylor Swift game? And that will drive dads crazy,
my algorithm got all messed up because of that, though, because now I'm getting Taylor Swift in my like Instagram shit, and I'm like, why? And it's because it's Travis Kelce.
Hey, Herman, question. Taylor's
what?
You get a call from Taylor Swift's agent. Taylor wants to marry you.
Me?
Yeah. She's really into your, whatever. She's researched you online. She wants to marry you. Let's do it tonight in Vegas. Do you say yes?
Well, I feel like that'd be really rude to the LGBTQ community. Seems pretty shammy.
Who would marry Kate?
I say if
I'm not into girls. I don't think she is either.
But think of all the press you would get.
I mean, she could be my best friend.
But that's not the offer.
It's a very weird proposal. I feel like this is like one of your fantasies that, you're gonna be thinking about.
So anybody from this list, the people that's you guys?
I don't know who Carly Russell is. Am I stupid for not knowing who Carly Russell is?
Wait, but you know who Lil Tay is? I had to Google Lil Tay.
I don't know anybody except Andrew Tate.
Lil Tay is the one who because it's like a
Actually, I know half of it. I don't know.
It was like that her parents killed her or something. I don't know. It was weird.
You know Andrew Tate.
I know Andrew Tate. I know Danny Masterson.
Jamie Foxx.
And now, what was the first thing I did when I heard Danny Masterson was accused of rape? I Googled Jewish. And thankfully, he's not.
It's usually financial crime.
All right.
White non-Jews don't have that issue.
What category you want to talk about from the most Googled in?
Passings. I want to talk about passings.
Oh, yes. Bring the show down more.
What a ray of sunshine.
Do we have the in memorandum music?
It's very interesting because this, I was thinking about that because passing was not a category in the last couple of years in the trending, but I think there's so many, celebrities pass because that's the passing that people seem to care about more than the 20,000 people dying right now back in to bring it back in. No, nothing. So
by the way, I just Googled Carly Russell, and she faked her own kidnapping. She's just a regular lady, but she faked her own kidnapping.
Yes, I do remember that. That was wild. That was fun.
So it turns out if comedy doesn't work out for any of us, we should just commit a really insane crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if you're looking for publicity, you could there's something between a heinous crime and like doing nothing that maybe there's a happy medium.
No, I'm gonna go for heinous crime.
I think if you like say a serial killer, first of all, you're gonna get like a lot of news coverage. You're definitely gonna get a Netflix special. That's gonna happen for you. And
you get like a 7-part Netflix special.
Yeah, and you're gonna be like right there. All right, from the passing, who you want to talk about? Who affected? Who was sad for you the most? Dan Naturman.
Well, Sinead O'Connor, I think is interesting because her death is so significant. A full 30 years after her one hit. which I think takes some doing. Because I was like, I said to myself, well, why is she so famous? She had one hit. I guess it's from the Pope, right? She ripped the picture of the Pope up, and she was sort of controversial.
She converted to Islam.
Outspoken, but she really only had one hit.
It was a pretty good hit, though.
Oh, it was a good hit.
Yeah.
That shows you the power, by the way, of one hit.
But that's about also, staying relevant, like she managed to stay relevant the whole time.
Now, if Dexy's Midnight Runners died, I mean, that was a big hit too. Come on, Eileen.
Yeah.
They didn't stay in the news for 35 years.
What about Matthew Berry?
I never watched Friends, but it's sad because he was sort of he's so much in the air in the 90s.
It was
Big
sad.
part.
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere, I felt like.
It
I
did.
remember,
Yeah.
I remember exactly where I was.
But if we go back to comedy, so this is I saw in the news, this is the worst year for comics, the most year the comics died or committed suicide. There's a comedian that just had an accident. He was on his bike in Brooklyn and died. There's one that committed suicide a couple of days ago. It's crazy, right? So mental health is an issue, and it's like Dan says, he hides it pretty well, but I think people should try to get help. So I don't know how, but
Dan, do you want to talk about the interesting thing that you did this year?
What did I do?
The experiment thing.
Oh, you know me. I don't about.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What
I thought it
experiment?
was cool though. Tell us, Dan. Tell us.
What were you referring to? No, I stopped taking Prozac, and turns out that was a bad idea.
No, but when you went every day and got your head done with the magnet thing.
Oh, yeah. I tried TMS therapy, which is a magnetic stimulation for depression,
Okay.
and I think it helped.
So hold
I
on.
had never heard of it, and then now it's
I got
becoming
it
like a
for-
huge
I got
thing.
it for free because I was part of a trial.
Hmm.
And I think it was helpful, but I
So-
can't say it wasn't amazing.
So let's start because this is important. So you decide that you want to stop Prozac, right?
Yeah, and
Why?
I didn't need it, and it turns out I needed it.
So you thought that you didn't need, did you consult with a doctor or anything, or just you thought like, hey, I don't
No,
want
I just said I didn't really consult. But I did it slowly, and but it was unwise.
Okay.
It had fairly profound consequences.
Well, I was talking about the thing where he got his like head zapped with
Yeah.
magnets.
Well, we're gonna
Much
talk
more
about.
fun.
So how did like you became part of the trial? Like what make you want to do that? Like usually a lot of people don't want to be part of anything new.
Because it was free, and so I didn't.
It gave you somewhere to be.
It actually they said it was a TMS trial, but it was really a Jewish stereotype experiment. Guys did a TMS trial.
So what was it exactly? What did they do? How long was the session?
It's like 10 minutes. They put this thing on your head.
Just magnetic?
You feel that? You jumped when you illustrated that. Did you actually feel it?
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt because the
Wow.
magnetic pulse activates electrical circuitry in your scalp, and
Wow.
Interesting. And did it work?
I said I think so, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I feel amazing. Holy shit, I've never felt this good. It was like a subtle, maybe it was that, maybe it wasn't, maybe just a passage of time. Depression goes away typically anyway after a few months. So who the fuck knows?
Interesting.
I don't know.
That was an interesting experience though. Okay, so let's go back to Harrison. What do you want to pick?
You know what? I actually really like if we go to the top parks in the country.
Parks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to top parks. All the way down.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, on the left side.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beautiful parks in the country, Yosemite, Zion, and look on the left, it's on the left side. And for some reason, New York just nabs all of the tops, like most of the top spots. The High Line, Bryant Park, and Central Park are all in the top 5.
And then
Nobody
you get
gives a shit about Yosemite or any of these other ones. And I am proud of that.
That's so funny. Katie, what do you say?
Oh, well, no, I accidentally started looking at the museums instead of the parks.
Oh, okay.
Also dominated by New York, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Except then you get the arc.
And the stadiums.
Yeah, the stadiums is stupid though because none of our teams are good.
Well, it's true.
Might be
But that's
cool.
that's the thing that I always tell, because I'm a Mets fan and a Knicks fan. So, and I tell like everybody's like, yeah, they suck, but business wise, they're one of the top earning teams. So, as a business, it's awesome. That's why they don't care to change it.
I mean, the Yankees, I don't know, man.
The Yankees are the only one but I'm a Mets fan, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. Dan, where do you want to go? Or is it Kate? Kate, where do you want to go?
Kate hasn't chosen it.
I feel like it'd be remiss if we didn't go to the very top and talk about the Titanic submarine.
Yeah.
Experience.
You see, that for me was I think this is one of the, beside the war, obviously, I think this is definitely was a story to catch. And I was in Vegas at that time. I was just in the Titanic experience that day. And I was like, damn it, now it's relevant. But yeah, that was a crazy story.
Yeah, everybody's like, there's clinging and clanging. And I feel like people finally understood that we really don't know shit about our oceans. And, you get lost down there.
Look, the ocean is not your friend.
No, that's why I keep trying to spit you out.
The ocean can kill you in any number of ways. It can crush you, freeze you, drown you.
Yeah, and you don't even have to go to space.
I think now I can answer the other question when I asked you, did that therapy help you? I don't think it did.
Respect for the ocean, always have.
But also, if you're going to go really deep in the ocean, don't go in a tin can powered by an Xbox controller.
All of a sudden there was like this morality about it. Like, could we joke about people like, no, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, did you guys find that to be like at all annoying? Like people lost their
well, that comes up anytime there's like a horrible story. But
this wasn't horrible. It's not like we were joking about like a mass shooting. Those happen daily. The billionaires in the submarine.
Well, look, I mean, but this question comes up a lot about like, is it appropriate to joke about tragedy? I guess it's whatever. I mean, personally, I generally don't, unless I feel I have something to say that is a I don't want to just make light of people dying because like, haha, you died. I mean, but if there's something interesting to say about it, that, about the human condition, then I think it's okay. I mean, for me, like, I don't just generally laugh at like making fun of people dying in and of itself. But if there's something about the human condition, like Louis C.K. joked about, masturbating on 9/11. When did we start masturbating again? And for him, it was between the first tower and the second tower. But that's kind of a comment on going back. I mean, it's not just gratuitously making fun of people's deaths. It's talking about getting back to our lives in the wake of tragedy, which is a profound point. And as even though he was talking about jerking off,
there are some people, specifically like comedians, that like to, and I think it's all about getting that quick reaction coverage from the news, after Kobe died, after, there's a couple of people that, made those jokes, and, and people will be like, they're in TMZ or in the news, and people like, hey, you can't say that. But I think that's their thing, and that's what they, they're trying to do. I'm not saying they're trying to get coverage, but I'm saying this is their thing. But I agree with Dan. But for the Titanic, the one observation that at the same time, there was a migrant boat that, like, I think 700 people died at the exact same time. And and people didn't care, or the news didn't cover that.
Yeah.
But to me, my brilliant observation was they both died because of money. One had a lot of money and one had no money. If they just switch it, they both would have been alive, you know. Usually I get a standing ovation after this, but you don't have to stand. It's okay.
We just slow clap like it's the ending of Cool Runnings.
Yeah, it's okay, but yeah.
Harrison, did you ever see the SNL sketch? So you're willing to date a magician? This is unrelated.
I have, yes.
That's great.
I made my wife watch it before she agreed to marry me.
Oh, that's funny.
Harrison's a magician also, but in addition to comedy.
Is magic real, Harrison? Tell us the truth.
No, wait, what kind of magic? The magic of seeing a child see the snow for the first time? Sure. But no, there are no wizards.
Okay. So it's all tricks.
There are times when I've like done TV or like I'm trying to text something and there's a magic component, and I have used the phrase, to be clear, I'm not a wizard, because they'll do things where they're like, and then you just do this. And you're like, yeah, but that would only work if I was a wizard and I'm cheating because I'm a magician. So we can't do that. There's like, I can't actually fly. So we're going to have to talk about what we're doing here.
Do you ever say "ta-da" when you're done?
Oh, but they
When I
did.
come,
Ta-da, ta-da.
They did launch. They have that invisibility cloak now thing.
true. They have a couple of versions of it too. They have this lens and then the projector thing.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, how about the how often one?
What's the Roman Empire thing that came and went, and I never caught on?
That was a TikTok trend, and the idea was that all men think about the Roman Empire. I think a lot. I think that was the gist.
Yeah, I never got it. Like I see like everybody like talk to the girls will talk to their boyfriends like what's how often you think about it? Like what is it? Where did that come from even?
TikTok.
Yeah.
See.
What other how often does interest you, Dan? Do you think that you would ask that question?
Oh,
how often do trains derail?
trains derail is the only one that really interests me.
Yeah.
How often
The
what?
magnets worked, baby.
How often do trains derail?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other ones don't seem that interesting to me.
How often is the State of the Union? That's terrifying that is a question.
That's very funny to me.
It is once a year, for
You know
sure.
what? But, yeah. How often is the State of the Union? But we'll think about the Roman Empire every 10 minutes. You know.
Well,
What about how often is the World Baseball Classic?
Well, that's every year too.
Yeah.
there was a movie, an M. Night Shyamalan movie where a train derailed and everybody died. It's actually a good movie, except for the fact that there's no such thing as a train derailing and everybody dies.
Well, unless it had chemicals and it exploded.
Yeah, I guess, but even then, like a plane
I
crash.
guess I'd be like a survivor. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy that, this year, like every year is like that. There's so much happens that we seem to always be thinking about the ending, like the end, whatever happened towards the end, but not the beginning. But obviously there's so much, like almost nobody talks about, Ukraine, like when the new war happened, stuff.
I was just looking, I was like, is Ukraine even on that list anywhere?
Yeah, it's in the top stories, I guess, but not in the because remember, what we said was like things that regular people Googled to understand.
Right, this year, but it's still happening. It's just old news, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm excited for 2024. I think it's gonna be the year where Harrison will have a special.
Yes.
He will be announcer in the NFL game. Is that your dream, you said?
Yeah, I don't know. Also, I just remembered this fun fact is it's 1-2-3-1-2-3, right? Like it's the last day of the year. 12/31/23.
Oh, I like that.
I know, right? I was just thinking 2024 is a much prettier number than 2023, and yet 1-2-3-1-2-3. I feel like there's something there.
What about Brad Pitt turning 60 this year? Anything?
Oh, well, he could.
Well, him turning
not
60
until
is
he's
not like
100.
anybody else turning 60.
Yeah. He can still get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. But he's dating a regular girl now, so that's cool.
Like somebody that's close to his age? Probably not.
Who's he dating?
I have no idea. I saw a
It's
picture
probably
of somebody.
I can't imagine she's a day older than 35, but
He's not Leonardo DiCaprio.
I know, but he is still a Hollywood star, and can't imagine but yeah, let's see. Let me Google that.
You know,
Oh,
Mark Maron
Inez
had,
de Ramon.
Inez
She
de
is
Ramon.
33.
Thank you. I'm right again.
well, maybe he just like where he hangs out, you know, the people, you know, around that age is like, you know.
Oh, like he never meets a woman
Yeah.
45, 50.
Maybe, because maybe he wants more kids.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe, but you know,
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I don't make the rules. If I made the rules, women would continue to get more beautiful until they died, but I don't make the rules. And
Noted and deposited.
Oh, that's very positive, Dan.
thank you. And men too, you know. But
Yeah, so seriously, we need
What about Scandival?
what?
That happened this year. The whole like reality TV was on CNN, you know what I mean? Like reality TV finally got its come up with.
I don't think anybody
But
cared
you guys didn't
this
know
panel.
about Ariana. Okay, fine.
Yeah, and men as well. I like that Dan said and men as well, because even now in wars they always like count like how many women and children die, which is horrible. But what about us? What about men?
That's a good point. I was talking about men getting older and losing their looks, but yes, your point is a valid one.
I think the children thing should still count, but like, yeah, women and men maybe, especially since I think that used to be a thing where like men went to war, like men were the soldiers exclusively, and so women and children were always innocent civilians. That's not the case anymore. I mean, women are in the military now, so it feels like the count is not as good.
And not only that, a lot of men is like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Men used to be like, if you're a man, you have to go. Over the age of 18, you go into war, you have no choice, you know. Now it's like, no. Dan, did you want to say something?
I think so, but I think I forgot.
Yeah, I thought that you have that, you know, face that you wanted to say something, but
is women and children first still a thing if a ship is sinking?
I
think it is.
Yeah, I hope so. That's why I don't go on cruises, man.
Now they have lifeboats. You know, now they have, ever since Titanic, there's enough lifeboats for everybody on board. My question is has that ever since Titanic been necessary?
Yeah, didn't that
name a shipwreck where enough lifeboats for everybody on board made the difference?
So what didn't that cruise ship crash off the coast of like wherever? And
but it was very close to shore, so half the lifeboats like ended up in, because the way it tilted, that, so I don't think that it was a factor in that.
Yeah, and is it still a thing that the captain is the last one to leave?
That's still a thing.
Yeah, if something happened to the comedy cellar, Noam is the first one running.
I don't think the captain's allowed to leave.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like the rule, like an
ship.
official law, like if you go to jail, but you probably never work again. I mean, you're never going to work again anyway if it's your fault that the damn thing, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think you're going to work again even if it's not your fault. Like I could see you in the interview. It's like, yeah, anything else you want to mention? It's like, there's one incident.
Oh, no, if you got torpedoed, then you know you would work again. Like Sully worked again after his plane went down because he had nothing to do with it.
Well, yeah, and he was a hero. It was the geese.
And he's a hero, but it wasn't his fault that the thing went down, so he was able to work again.
My favorite was my sister and I went to go see it. She's like an animal person, and they kept saying that no souls were lost, like nobody died, and she was like, the geese died.
Well, they never worked again.
The geese never worked again, that's for sure.
Yeah, from the geese perspective, it was a gigantic tragedy.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, when you say, like, which we're gonna do probably next week is, you know, top stories from 2023, is like, you know, all the stories obviously that make it's usually horrible stories, you know, but there is a couple of articles by New York Times that just came out. It's like the feel good stories of 2023, you know, and I think it's a pretty good article that you can read and see.
What was your favorite happy story, Hatem?
Me?
Yeah.
That Dan went to do his magnetic thing because we wanted somebody to try it.
One of the Times ones. That is a happy story. I thought that was very cool of you, Dan, to be part of an experimental study.
Well, again, it was all because I didn't want to spend money.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
not only you get the treatment, but they had a bowl of chips and of Kind bars.
oh, look at that.
Place. So, you got treatment and Sun Chips.
What is a happy story from this year?
As it turns out, the magazine didn't work, but Sun Chips are amazing.
I mean, there's a lot of happy stories because if you think about like just with perspective part, the fact that we're not living in parts where things are bad happening,
that's not, but that still means that bad things are happening.
I'll give you a feel-good story. According to ABC News, a teen saved his sister from an attempted kidnapping with a slingshot.
Ooh, yeah, that's the stories that I'm looking for. It was Bart Simpson.
Yeah, exactly. It's a sequel to Home Alone. Also, do we need guns? Does this story put that to rest? That the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a child with a slingshot?
Slingshot, so good. That's so good.
Yeah. But yeah, I tell you what, Kate, just for you, I'm gonna share this.
Ooh.
I wasn't planning to, but it's fine. This is top feel good news stories from 2023. Oh, look at number one. This daughter surprised her dad with giving a kidney donor,
Okay.
And as I always say in every show, please become an organ donor. You never know who you can save.
Okay. Cat gets adopted.
The
but
cat.
I'm talking, is there like a mass, like something like
this is the one that Harrison was talking about. I think that's pretty good,
Yeah.
Wait, Kate, you like cats, right?
Yeah, you want to see mine?
Would you adopt the largest cat ever seen?
Yeah, this is the largest cat you've ever seen.
You would? So
minute,
this is the article that people could check could see, but there's a lot of feel good stories.
But that's what I mean. But it's like one good thing happened to one person. It's not like war ended somewhere. You know what I mean? It's not like Yemen's not in crisis. You know what I mean? It's not like we figured out a solution to.
I mean, how about they decided that COVID is not a global pandemic anymore. It's not a pandemic anymore. That was in the beginning of the year. That's a pretty good story.
Yeah, that's a Title 42 thing, by the way.
Was it this year or last year that there was some breakthrough in fusion? They thought maybe that fusion,
Oh, Alzheimer's. They figured out that Alzheimer's drug.
They always say that. It never works.
All right. Yeah. Well, they won't remember.
It's the same thing with fusion, by the way. They always say, hey, with fusion, we think we might crack it, but
But from 2020 to now, I think there's a little bit, of improvement. I mean, that war kind of fucked it up for 2023, but I think 2023 was getting in that direction of going the right way. But maybe 2024, hopefully, will be the year of like no more wars, in the Middle East and Ukraine. 3 comedy specials for the ladies and gentlemen in this podcast right here. And I don't know what else. Everything is going to be great,
Yeah.
So
the podcast takes off as you get a TV show out of it.
Yeah. And I'll be like, you guys call me. It's like, I'm sorry, who is this?
Yeah. I only book comics on the level of Kevin Hart or bigger.
So yeah, but I think any final word for 23 and 24 recap or anything for that you want to go with, Dan? Final words for 2023 you want to say? If 2023 one is a person and 2024 is a person, what do you want to say to them?
Well, I just I don't know. I don't have anything.
Kate?
2020, I'd say good riddance. See you never, sucker. No, I'd say thanks for all the lessons. And 2024, I'm excited to see if I actually learned any of them. And, we'll see.
Harrison?
I mean, this was the year I got married, so it was a big year personally. I'm happy about that. And also, I finished my run in Vegas, and I'm back in New York. So it was an eventful year on a personal side. I do wish things were a little bit better on the global side. So yeah, just hoping everything gets better for everybody in 2024.
Well, Harrison, any thoughts about kids? That's often the next step. After
It could happen. We'll see if 2024 is the year or 2025, but it could happen. I'm no spring chicken, so it'll happen sooner than later.
certainly a spring chicken. I have a friend who's 57 who just had his first kid. So certainly
That feels old.
I don't stand against spring chicken.
I think you can have kids at any age if you have
As
money.
a man, you can. Yeah.
I guess as a man, it's much easier to have a kid older on a biological basis.
No, I was saying about raising a kid when you're older. You know, I think if you have money, you can hire help.
No,
I think you have more money, more wisdom, but it's harder to, reach down and pick up your child with a bad back.
That's why if you
Oh
have
my
money,
God.
somebody will pick it up for you.
I think
Yeah.
Noam was 54, 55 when he had his youngest kid, something like that.
Oh, okay.
His Ben, so I think Ben's like 6 or so. Noam's 61. So, do the math.
What about you then? Do you think this is going to be the year for you? Married, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, not married, but
Would you
This
see
is
yourself
Dan's
married?
year for love.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. But
I mean, with that hair, I think it could happen. It's pretty,
Yeah.
pretty good.
You got the hair, you just need the little mentality to go with it.
It's not the hair that was preventing me from getting married. It's my just terror of commitment,
Oh, that's it.
interpersonal issues. But the hair was not the factor.
Got it. Kate?
I would say that Dave Attell has a better chance of getting married this year in 24 than I do.
Really? Then it's never going to happen.
And then it's Judah. Then after him, it's Judah Friedlander.
Oh, my God.
What about a version of The Bachelor where all of the male bachelors are comedians over 50? I would watch the shit out
I
of
would
it.
totally. I want to.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Just completely mentally, unfit for a relationship male comedian. So again, I would put Attell there in that category. Judah Friedlander.
There'd be no rose ceremony. It would just be every comedian self-eliminating.
Yeah.
but the only way to do that
Greg
is like,
Rogel, I would put in that category.
you have to tell them it's 7 seasons. So the fear of commitment, because if it's one season, they're going to get it over with, So it's like, it's season 7. Who's going to show up? What about you, Kate? Is
About
that the year for you?
what?
Is that the year for you? You get married and have kids and all that?
No, I mean, I hope to meet somebody that's a little less toxic than injecting bleach this year. That'd be nice. I've been on a nice little run. But no, I'm really happy for Harrison. I had a lot of friends have my sister had a baby this year. Everybody's doing all that cool stuff. I'm just happy to go to the free food and being the aunt, I'm chill. But,
Of the people on this panel, in order, who's the most likely to be a parent?
until Taylor Swift asked me to, apparently, according to Dan. So weird.
Most likely to be a parent, number 1, Harrison Greenbaum.
Yep. Number 2, I feel it's Dan.
Herman, number 3, Hatem Gabr, number 4.
I'm never having kids, though. I'm out forever.
You're not gonna have a kid? I don't think so. I think
Never.
it's gonna
You
happen.
can't say that to me. I don't want them. You can't make me.
I've known people that shove David
Well,
off
move to
the-
Texas. They can definitely make
I know,
you.
right? We're not Handmaid's Tale yet.
Depends on the state you're in.
Exactly.
People change their mind, and you might change yours.
I won't, I promise.
Yeah. You never know. You meet the right person, happens.
Got nothing to
but
do
I
with
see
that.
that. I think it's not maybe the marriage you can change your mind. I don't know.
If
about
somebody
kids.
wanted to, if
Yeah.
somebody was like, I'll pay you $60 million to have a kid, I would maybe consider it then. But otherwise, not a hair less than 60 million.
Really?
For real.
Yeah.
For real. I just don't like the idea of it, the physics of it, the biology. Look, everything about it makes me want to die. I
What
really
about
can't.
the jokes? The jokes, man. It's just-
I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to. I'll use my sister's kids and my friend's kids for the jokes.
What about adopting?
Do they need me as a mom? Do they? I like the cat, guys. I'm very content with the cat and everybody else.
I think Harrison will have a baby within the next 3 years.
I think that's pretty fair.
That's nice. I wish that for you if that's what you want.
That's a good prediction.
I'm just hoping not twins off the bat. My best
Oh my
friend
God.
went through that. That feels terrifying to me.
Harrison in the delivery room. Ta-da!
It's a baby, just scarves and a rabbit, and then the child.
Well, that
I want to
was
see your wedding video. I want to see the David Copperfield ring.
I'll send it to you.
yes. That would be a good video to release, Harrison. Maybe in the next show you hear we have that.
We're gonna post it. It was one of those things where we moved across the country. We had all this crazy things going on. So, but yeah, we definitely want to get the wedding video out. We haven't even put together a wedding album for ourselves. We haven't gone on a honeymoon. We got lots to do. I'm gonna have a honeymoon in 2024. That'll be fun.
There you go. So did he actually was hiding the rings, and then was it his trick, or was it he just found like
it's magic?
Yeah, no, he was in on it. We rehearsed it. But yeah, he made them appear. It was incredible. A flower bush appeared. It was incredible.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good story.
Bloomed.
I am legit crying. So this is the thing. Like, I love watching like proposal stories. You know what I mean? Like people's like happy wedding. Like I am crying right now over Harrison's wedding stories. Like I thoroughly enjoy it for other people. I just don't need it for myself.
Did anybody ever propose to you and you said no? You would say no, Kate?
Me?
Yeah.
No, God, no. Nobody's proposed to me.
What would you say?
I reveal all of my flags on like the first date, and they're like,
oh, okay. Would you marry me? No.
Probably not.
No. That's pretty good. Well, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of 2023 because it's not over yet. You never know. Maybe it go viral.
Not over yet. There's still time to turn this year around.
Yeah.
3 days, baby.
Yeah, you still have time to turn it around, like Dan said. And then 2024 is coming soon. And then I feel this is gonna be the year for everybody. So
this is gonna be the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
Thank you. If you guys want to say where people can follow you, what do you have New Year's Eve, all that. I'm producing a show for Dave Smith New Year's Eve. If you want to come, go to davesmith.com and it's gonna be fun. New Year's Eve party and show. Dan, what do you got?
Like I said, I'll be at the Cellar and I'll be at Rodney's, and then I'll probably go to the Stand just to hang out or maybe the Cellar, because like I don't want it to be like at midnight. I don't want to, I don't know who's going to be hanging at Rodney's. So
yeah,
the ghost of Rodney, probably.
just the name. If I tell somebody, hey, you want to meet me at Rodney's? I don't know. Kate, what you got? If people want to follow you, and
you can follow me at Scotch the Cat. And I'm booked for most of January, so I'll be posting everything there. That's my New Year's resolution, is to tell people when I'm performing.
There you go.
I haven't been doing that.
Harrison?
HarrisonGreenbaum.com has all my tour dates. At Harrison Comedy is my Twitter/X handle /Instagram/TikTok. So follow me on all those things. I'm hoping to post a lot more stuff in 2024. That's one of my resolutions that I hope to keep.
There you go. And of course,
hey, look at us. We figured out resolutions.
There you go. And the Comedy Cellar. There's we have a lot of shows going on New Year's Eve. So if you don't make reservation, I don't know if there's room yet, but
they're sold out. But they're sold out, and I don't think standby is a thing on New Year's, but maybe it is.
But I feel like there's more shows. I think there's one show still have a couple of tickets. So
hey, could be. Well, it doesn't harm. It doesn't do any harm to go on the website and try.
Yeah, Comedy
If you've
Cellar.
never been to the Cellar, or you've been and you haven't been in a while, make it a resolution to come visit us in 2024. It's the best club in the world. Come on, do it.
Do it. All right. Thank you very much.